Hi everyone. Very good evening to all of you. On behalf of Kranti, I'm calling the meeting to order and a warm welcome to all of you on this wonderful evening for a speaker session on financial management, which is jointly hosted by Rotary Bangalore Abilities and Satellite Club of um
Hesarghatta.
Satellite Club of Hesirghatta. So a warm welcome to all of you. And firstly, I would like to welcome our speaker for today, Rotarian Suresh KT sir. A warm welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I would like to also welcome the president of Satellite Club of Hesirghatta. A warm welcome to you, sir. And also, I would like to extend a warm welcome
Thank
to
you.
all. Thank you, sir. And also, I would like to extend a warm welcome to all our fellow Rotarians and friends who have joined us on this wonderful evening for the speaker session on this occasion of October month, which is celebrated as Community and Economic Development Month for this wonderful occasion. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And I would like to hand over to Rotarian Ashwin, sir, our Occasional Service Director, to take it forward from here. Over to you, Ashwin, sir.
Thank you so much, Chandana. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to introduce our speaker of the day. Rotarian Suresh KT is born and brought up in Bangalore. He did his primary education in Cluny Convent, Jalahalli, and his secondary education in Sharada Vidya Niketan in Malleshwaram. So later on, he took up occasional training known as NCVT from HMT International Training Center, and he has worked in the mechanical field for about 14 years. So after that, he set up his own mutual fund distribution firm. Thus, I think it was in year 2000, sir. So thus, he brings in about 2 decades of exceptional experience in financial investment advisory. He is married to Pushpa, and the couple are blessed with one daughter, Neha Suresh, who works for Deloitte. He joined Rotary in the year 2012, and he was recognized as Star Secretary in DG Anand's period, and he also served as a president in DG Samir's period. Last year, he has also completed 3 global grant projects, which includes supply of 14 dialysis machines to Rangodurai hospitals and 200 plus hearing aid equipments in Gadag, and also one project in pipeline, which is about supplying basic medical equipments to Rotary in Nigeria. He's also been the DICC during the year 2020-21. So once again, we welcome you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are so glad to have you here, and we are all super excited to hear from you. So over to you, all yours, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Ashwin. Thanks for that wonderful introduction. And thank you, Rotary Abilities and Hesarghatta. Abhay, it's news to me that you are in a different club. So anyway, thank you for having me across. So yeah, since this is about investments, I would like to touch based on how to create wealth through small investments. So basically, all of us earn, and whatever we earn, we save that money. Savings as in we put that money in a bank, and then it lies there for ages together. Beyond that, a lot of people don't do anything. Money never even moves out to fixed deposit. As you earn, you save, then what you need to do is you need to invest money. Basically, I would classify investments into 3 categories. This is, of course, real estate. I will not touch on real estate because I still don't understand real estate as an investment. The second thing is, of course, you could invest in gold as in bullion gold, not the jewelry what you wear. Whatever jewelry you wear is not considered as investment. Then, of course, you can invest in the financial markets, the security markets. In financial market, broadly, we categorize this into two parts. And one is equity. Now, what is debt? Anything which gives you a fixed income is known as debt. So it could be your, treasury bills, commercial papers, bonds. So these are all, secured against the assets of the company, and it gives you a fixed income. So for example, if the interest rates is X%, you would get X%. Then of course, the next category is equity. Equity is nothing but investing in shares of, on the Bombay Stock Exchange. Now, how do we do this? So let me simplify this in a very simple way. How do we go about investing this? The best way for you to invest into either debt or an equity is through the mutual fund route. Now, why the mutual fund route is, most of the mutual fund today are open-ended. Open-ended matlab, once you open an account, you don't have to specify a term of how long you have to stay invested, or there is no commitment from you. Unlike in an insurance, if you buy an insurance policy, you need to pay X amount of premium from today for the next, whatever, 15, 20 years. And there is no exit option. Even if there is an exit option, there is a huge penalty for it. But in a mutual fund, it's open-ended. There is no penalties. You can invest for as long as you want, stay as long as you want, and exit whenever you want. So that's what is called as open-ended. Then the next best thing is, in a mutual fund, you have a diversified portfolio. See, when you invest in a mutual fund, you don't invest in a basket, one particular company or, one particular stock. So you are diversified by sector. At any point of time, you are investing into the entire economy of the Indian economy, entire, shares of the Indian economy. So a well-diversified portfolio would contain everything. It could contain banks, it could contain oil and natural gas, it could contain FMCG, it could contain pharma. So if you have a diversified portfolio, which contains all the sectors of the Indian economy, and the sectors keep changing depending on, what the fund manager feels. And under these sectors, it is not invested in one or two companies. Like, for example, if you go to the banking sector, it will be, they would invest in 4 or 5 companies. So like this, you have a basket of about 30, 40 companies, thereby minimizing your risk. Then, of course, it's very affordable to invest in a mutual fund. It's as little as 5,000 rupees and multiples of 1,000 rupees, you can start an account. And it's highly liquid. Except for the exit loads, you can invest today and take out your money, practically tomorrow. It's highly liquid and it's quite tax efficient. Now, if you were to buy shares on the stock exchange, if you were to buy and sell, you need to pay capital gains on every transaction, and you need to keep track of all those things. But through a mutual fund, it's very tax efficient. You only pay tax whenever you exit. So whenever the fund manager buys and sells shares on your behalf, you pay no taxes there. Then of course, it's very easy to operate. You don't require a Demat account. You just have to sign up an application form, complete your KYC formalities, and you can start investing. Now, the best way to create wealth in a mutual fund is, what we call as investment in a systematic investment plan. So, this is one of my favorite, which I have been advocating for the last 2 decades, and people have made ample money out of this. So I will not touch on debt too much because, debt is like a fixed income. You don't get real returns in a debt product, in a fixed income. So, real return means if the returns on a fixed income is, let us say, 5%. And today, if inflation is 4%, so their real return is only 1%. So 1 year down the line, you are actually not growing your money. So if you have 100 rupees today, 1 year down the line, you have 105 rupees. But what you can buy with 100 rupees today, 1 year down the line, that you can buy the same amount of goods for 105 rupees. So, there is no appreciation. So if you have to grow your money faster than inflation, then, stock market is the place, equities is the place. And how do we go about this? Is invest X amount of money every month and do it for a long term. Equities by nature are very volatile. They are not at all recommended for the short term. So when I say short term, I would categorize, up to 3 years. If you have a time frame, you should be investing in debt. Anything over 3, 5, 7 years and beyond, you need to invest in equities. So equities are something where, you need to buy it and hold it for a long term. It's like telling, yaro mara kudru ivat hannu bidta ide, but that plant was, that tree was planted 20 years ago so that you are bearing the fruits today. So if you need to have, the fruits of equity market, you need to, wait for a long time, because you are entering market today, and for you to get the rewards, it's going to take time. What happened yesterday will not happen to you overnight. So why should you buy equities? Equities gives you the ownership of the company. So if you buy a basket of shares, let's say a Tata, Birla, or a Adani, or a Reliance, you are part owner of that company. So when you are the owner, you could be 0.00001% of that owner. So however that company grows, if the company grows 10%, you also grow 10%. If the company grows 15%, if the company grows, you will also grow 15%. Now here I would like to give you a small example. We all know HDFC Bank. We have fixed deposits in HDFC Bank, and we have equity also. Let's assume that somebody had a fixed deposit in HDFC Bank, and he put in a lakh of rupees, and 1 year down the lane, 8% or whatever it is. So he's given that 1 lakh becomes 1,08,000, and in between he sees the financial results of HDFC. 7,000 crores profit they made. Now, as a debt investor, can you go to HDFC and tell that, boss, you made 7,000 crores profit, why don't you give me more interest? Will they give you? The answer is no. You will not get that, because you are a loaner. You are giving a loan to the company. As a loaner, you will only get interest. But where does the 7,000 crores profit go? It goes to the owners. So to become an owner, you need to buy shares in whatever proposition, whatever it is. If you feel that the Indian economy is going to grow, and we have seen the growth, phenomenal growth in the last 20 years, and I believe the next 20 years is going to be amazing for the Indian industry, you need to invest in equities. You need to invest in equities, and the best way to invest in equities is through the systematic investment plan. Why are equities volatile? Because they are traded on a day-to-day basis. And I would not like to get deep into that. If you were to watch a stock, see, morning, a stock would be at 35 rupees, evening it is 39 rupees. Again, it closes at, 21 rupees. Why it happens? There are a lot of factors to that. But if you were to go to the market and buy tomatoes, morning it is 10 rupees, evening it is 10 rupees, next day also it is 10 rupees. So to avoid this volatility, because 85% of the stock exchange is trading. Trading matlab they don't take delivery of this stock. So the stock exchange is the only place where you can sell goods without having the goods. So that is why this volatility happens. I can go to the market tomorrow. I don't have anything with me. I can sell 1,000 shares of Reliance. And by the end of the day, I buy it up. This is called squaring up. I can buy the shares, and whatever is the difference, I either pay or I get it. Since 85% of the market is trading, that is why it is so volatile. So how do you get over this volatility? Is to keep investing regularly. So let's say you start off with investing 3,000 rupees a month. Okay, this month you invested 3,000 rupees and you got some number of units. And next month also you invest, let's say about 3,000 rupees. So let's say the market is down 50%. Okay. So with 3,000 rupees, with whatever units you brought, next month you are buying more number of units. If you were to do this for a period of 7-10 years horizon, your average price will automatically be cheaper than the market price. Some crosstalk. Yeah. Yeah. So the best way to go investing is to invest in a large cap fund and keep investing regularly. See, broadly markets, what we can do is classify markets into three categories. The top 100 companies are known as the blue chips. We call this the large cap companies. Then after that, the 100 to the 499 is called as the mid cap, and beyond that is the small cap companies. So I would not touch on the mid cap and small cap. The best way is to stay invested in a diversified company, the top 100 companies. These companies have been pretty stable, and they don't grow at a very fast pace, but they're quite stable. They still grow at 12 to 15%. Now, why should you invest in equities? Is see, we all grew up as a childhood. We were using Colgate toothpaste. We eat chocolates, which is manufactured by Cadbury's. We have milk product which is manufactured by Nestle. We have the soaps and this thing which is manufactured by Godrej. We fall sick, we buy medicines which are manufactured by the pharmaceuticals, either it's a Reddy's or Ciplas and this thing. These companies have been in India and we have grown up with these companies. As long as we are the end consumer, as long as you use Colgate toothpaste, as long as you use Cadbury's chocolate, as long as you are the end consumer, these companies will only keep growing. So I believe, we are a market where, we consume more than 70% of what we produce. So this is the best way to start investing. So what I would do is, and just to put it up, what is the size of the mutual fund industry? It is 35 lakh crores, 35 trillion. So this is the amount of money the Indian public have given to these mutual funds. There are about 45 plus mutual funds, and 35 lakh trillion is what is being managed. These are all active managed funds. Now, before we start any investment, small thumb rule when you start before starting an investment, that whatever is your monthly household expense, let's say you have 25,000 rupees as your household expense. As a thumb rule, there is no hard and fast rule. You should have about 2 months of your monthly household expense in your SB account. Beyond that, you need to move it somewhere else. Then you need to create something known as an emergency fund, which would approximately 6 months of your monthly household expense. So this is something like $1.5 lakh, 1.5 lakh rupees. This should be kept in an emergency liquid fund, where in case you lose your job or something happens, your life is not touched for the next 6 months. And I believe today 6 months is quite good enough for you to find another job. Then you need to have adequate life and medical insurance. Okay, medical insurance, today there are a lot of companies. I would like to touch upon life insurance. Whenever you buy life insurance, please buy the pure term insurance. Never look at returns on a life insurance policy. It is just like your vehicle insurance. You buy, if you have a car, you have an insurance. If the car meets with an accident, you are indemnified. If the car doesn't meet with an accident, that money goes. Same thing with life insurance. You need to cover yourself till whatever, whenever you decide to retire. You need to cover yourself with a very large cover till age about 55 or 60. Have only a pure term. If you survive the term, you get nothing. The difference between a term and a policy which gives you returns is quite huge. So if a basic term, for age 30 costs you 300 rupees for 1 lakh, a policy which gives you some returns will at least cost you at least 1,500 rupees. Now, if you can, this difference of 1,200 rupees, if you can invest it on your own through the SIP route in a mutual fund, I think the returns would be amazing. So yeah, I would like to make this more interactive. So before I end, I would like to add a beautiful line telling that, mutual fund investments are subject to market risk. These are active managed fund. And yes, there is a market risk in this. There is no guarantee that, unlike a bank, there is a guarantee 10 lakhs of your this thing. In mutual fund, it is subject to market risk. So, yeah, host, can you unmute everyone so that, I just want to ask a small question to everyone.
Suresh, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ unmute ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅವರು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಏನು ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Yeah, okay, you can unmute. See, now I was talking about this SIP, this thing. I just want to ask you, these mutual funds are more than 25 years old. Now let's assume that somebody invested just 3,000 rupees a year the last 25 years. How much have they invested? I know we have an economics professor.
12 is 36.
3,000 rupees a year for the last 25 years. So 25 into
36,000 per year.
36,
It's a
32.
beautiful cushion, actually. It's a wonderful cushion to bank on. And I totally endorse with whatever KT Suresh has said, because, there was a time when share markets were the in thing and people thought they have to put everything into that share market. But since I think in the last 10 or 12 years or so, I'm seeing this craze on MFs. Isn't it, Suresh?
Yeah. See.
I think
Sometimes
9
if you
lakhs.
had to talk 15 years back, there was no regulatory, people used to run away.
Yeah.
Today, our regulator is very strong here. I mean, we are far better than the SEC in the US. The way the regulator, has controlled the mutual fund, it's amazing. So again, question.
The investment will be around 9 to 10 lakh rupees.
Perfect. No 10 illa, you're adding 1 lakh extra. So it's 9 lakhs perfect. Had someone invested 3,000 rupees a month for the last 25 years, you have invested 9 lakh rupees. Now, can anybody guess what is the value today? Today you're selling it in today's market. What is the value?
3 crores.
Abhay, answer.
3 to 3.5 crores.
Perfect. Who said that? Abhay, yeah?
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, can you imagine that just 3,000 rupees a month for the last 25 years? Today, you're sitting on 3.5 crores. Very tax efficient. Till 2018, whatever you gained is 100% tax free. You just need to pay tax on the gains from 2018 till today. And this is a mere 10%. So this is how MFs are. And I would also like to add on the structure of the MFC. Mutual fund is structured in such a way that this is not a finance company where, you can run away with the money. So there are 3 entities which make a mutual fund. One of the entities is an AMC, which we call it as the asset management company. So a mutual fund has 3 things. One is an AMC, one is a register and transfer agents, and one is the custodian. So what does the AMC do? The asset management company does only asset management. He has, research analysts, he has across people sitting across the globe to figure out what's happening there. His work is only doing asset management. So if he has to buy, aluminum stock, he will know what is the price of aluminum in the London Metal Exchange. If he has to buy Tata tea, he has to know what is the crop in Brazil in the next year. So all this work has been done by the asset management company. And then the register and transfer agents takes care of all the paperwork. If you were to the entire database. So if you were to invest your name, your database, how much you invested, how much units are allotted, all this is being taken by the R&D agents, register and transfer. And once this, you make an investment and the purchase is done, the entire shares or the bonds are held by a custodian. So at no point of time, these 3 agencies will come together. So if asset management wants to quit, he is ready to, he can quit, but there'll be somebody else who will come in place. So the custodian cannot run away because he has got assets which he doesn't know what to do. You can't sell it without, a name or whatever it is. And a database guy, R&D guys just maintain this thing. So this is structured in such a way that, asset management can change, the management can change, but unlike a finance company, they just cannot run away with your money. So yes, friends, this is what is this thing. I think I've covered most of it, and at all.
Hi, sir. This is Chandana here. I have
Yes,
a question.
yeah.
My question is for a beginner, like for a person who has not done any investment in mutual funds or anything. So how a beginner can, start small investments on mutual funds or equity?
See, I would definitely not advocate you to go buy equities directly, because if you want to buy it directly, then you need to do it. Not that you can't do it. You need to have your own research. You need to know what's happening in the company. You need to know the financial results of the company. You need to know, see what happened till today. The database is available on the line. But for example, if you were to buy Infosys, you need to know what Infosys will do in the next 3 years.
Correct.
So instead of you doing this, the best way is to invest in a mutual fund. You have a world-class manager like ICICI, HDFC, Templeton, DSP. They do this, they take care of all the research, and they hardly charge you about 2%. And for a 2% charge, if you're getting a world-class manager, the ideal thing is to invest in a mutual fund. I'm sure you are seeing that ads, mutual fund sahi. And it's very easy, Chandana, to invest in a mutual fund. You don't need a demat account. All you need to do is, there is an application form. Just have to send that application form with all your details, with your PAN card, with your address proof and a photograph. And of course, the first check. So it is as little as 2,000 rupees every month. You can start and keep investing for a long, long, long time.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, Katie and me, we go a long way. He was member of Rotary Gokul Vidya, which was sponsored by Udyog. Katie, can you hear me?
Yes.
And I happened to meet him through a couple of other friends who were from Northwest. Somu introduced me to Katie. And I think we have been investing from many years through Katie in mutual funds. Katie, I don't know whether you are aware that my first mutual fund investment was in 1999.
Oh, great. Fantastic. Okay.
And I remember DSP BlackRock I had invested.
Okay.
And the next year I invested in Frankfield Templeton.
Oh, okay. Great.
In 2007, I convinced my wife to invest a small portion of her money in mutual funds because she had become taxable income.
Okay.
I said, 75,000 rupees, just 75,000 rupees you invest. Otherwise, you'll end up paying tax in SBI Tax Magnum. Okay. And that also, I selected SBI because her father was working in SBI. I said, SBI, it cannot get safer than this. You just invest in SBI. But you just invest for 7 to 8 years. I think after 7 to 8 years, she encashed 75,000 rupees had become 3.2 lakhs.
Amazing.
And she was like, my God, this is how it works. I said, yes, this is how it works. And friends, with mutual fund, when you create SIP, income minus investment is equal to the amount for expenses. Normally, we don't prioritize investment at all. We keep telling ourselves, first let me take care of expenses and then I will invest. And we are never ever having money to invest. But with the SIP, what happened to me was, because I created 3-4 SIPs, and every month before I touched my income amount, the SIPs amounts were going. So I knew how much is left for me for expenses. So the SIPs forced me to invest. And thanks to that, and thanks to Katie for actually creating those SIPs for us.
Thanks.
Yeah, so thank you, Kitty. Thank you very much for that. We created good wealth because of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Abhay. So I have
Suresh, I have a question. It's not a question. I wanted you to explain more about that. In mutual funds, there are three types, like low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Please explain a little bit about that. See, because the new people know, if they want to invest in the beginning, they should know all these things, right? So,
okay.
uh,
Talking of the debt funds, relatively there is no risk on a debt funds. Of course, there are instances where funds were closed because of liquidity issues. See, I told you, mutual funds or investments are subject to market risk. So zero risk, you can minimize the risk by staying invested for the long term. Now, let us say if you invest in an equity fund for 1 year, the chances of you losing money is very high, because in 1 year the market could go negative. Now, if you were to increase the time frame to 3 years, the chances of losing money comes down. If you were to increase it by 5 years, the chances of losing money comes down further. And if you were to, we have records that if you stay invested for 10 years and above, there is no chances of you losing money at all. So it is time in the market. So I would not use this low risk, high risk, and
okay.
Get frightened with all those things. So start investing in a diversified fund. I told you the top quality companies, and keep in, as long as you have a time frame of 5 years plus, I would say no risk.
Okay. So anybody has any questions, please make use of this opportunity.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, you can speak.
Sir, ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದಾ?
ಕೇಳಿ.
ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಏನು ಜಾಬ್ ಇರೋರು ಒಂದು ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೊಡಗೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮಾತು ಕೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಈಗ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಜಾಬ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಕೂಡ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ. ನಾವು ಬಿಗಿನರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಡಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ ಸರ್.
ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಬಿಗ್ನರ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ವೇ ಟು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ನೀವು ICICI ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಫಿಲ್ ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್, ಯುವರ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದ ನಾಮಿನಿ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್? ಅದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್. ಇಫ್ ನಾಟ್, ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮೀ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್. ಈಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗೂ ನಮಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಐ ಸೇ HDFC or an ICICI mutual fund, it is a total different vertical. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಇವ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಗೂ ಸಂಬಂಧನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. HDFC ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್, HDFC mutual fund is different. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ನೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಆರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟರ್. Or you can get in touch with me. Whatever, most of the things are online. ಎಲ್ಲ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. I can set up that SIP for you. It's very simple.
ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು SIP ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ?
It depends on fund to fund.
Okay.
Arvind, ಕೆಲವು ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 2000 rupees every month ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Even there are old funds which is just 1000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. You can invest as little as 1000 rupees, but plus 1000.
ಸುರೇಶ್ ಸರ್, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸರ್.
ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್
ಸರ್. ಈಗ ನನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನಗಳು ಏನು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ದು NPS ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಏನು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಟಿಗಟ್ಲೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಅದೇ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆನ ಕೇಳ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅರ್ಧನಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನೀವು 9 lakhs ಇಂದ 3.5 crores ನೀವು ಅರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಧನಾದ್ರೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಮಷ್ಟು ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಬಹುದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಣ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ NPS is very new, it is if I remember right, it started somewhere in 2008. It is just 10-12 years old, whereas it is 25 years. So it is the same manager. Iga NPS alli I think there are 6 managers. Out of that, ICICI also is a fund manager, HDFC is also a fund manager. So time kodi, it will happen. See, innondu enagutte andre ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಫೈಡ್ ಇಕ್ವಿಟಿ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ದ ರಿಸ್ಕ್. ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಈ ತರ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ತೀರಾ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. Try to minimize the risk. So once you minimize the risk, the returns also will get curtailed. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು that's a pension fund. At age 60 ಅವರು ನಿಮ್ ಪೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಫೋಲಿಯೋದಲ್ಲಿ maybe only 60-70% would be equity, rest all would be defensive stocks, but it will perform.
Okay, thank you.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್.
Prashant Patel, sir. First of all, at the outset, I would like to thank the Rotary Abilities for organizing this event. ಒಂದು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಕೆಲವು ವಿಚಾರಗಳನ್ನ ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಂದೊಂದು ಕ್ವೇರಿ ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಆಡ್ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಒಬ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೇರಿನ ರೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಪರ್ಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಅದು ಅವರವರ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, ಆ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಗಳಿಗೆ ಅದು ಒಳಪಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದಾಗೆ, ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಾಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಗಮನಿಸಿದಾಗೆ, ಅವರು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಹಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಹಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಗಮನ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ತರದ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಹಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಹಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಸೇರ್ಪಡೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟೆ ಸರ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಬಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ನಾಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಡೇ ಮಾಡೋದಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಗಳಿದಾವೆ ಇಂಟರ್ಡೇ ಮಾಡೋ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಟ್ರೇಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಅದರ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎರಡನೇ ವಿಚಾರ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಟಿದ್ದೇನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಸ್ ಯು ಸೆಡ್ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಫರಿಂಗ್ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ SIP ಮೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡೋರಾದ್ರೆ, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ದೇ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ವೈಲ್ ಚೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ? ಅವರ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೈಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವರ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ಅಥವಾ ಅಸೆಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಹೌ ಟು ಚೂಸ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ವಿಚಾರ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ, simple. Nim first question, you are only this thing. I would like to add one more thing, that you can invest to, but being central government employee or a state government employee, to report your investments to your particular this thing. ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡಿಕ್ಲೇರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಪನಿ ಎಲ್ಲಾದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೌದು, ಡಿಕ್ಲರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್.
ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಗೆ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ದಿಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಸಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಂಡ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಈಗ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಟುಡೇ we have 25 years of track record. So look at consistency, philosophy. See, each fund house has a philosophy, and what is their philosophy?
Philosophy, the fund investment,
the size of the fund, and size of the fund. So because the bigger the size, the better, it is more stable.
ಓಕೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ತರ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಏನು ಕಮಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಫೀಸ್ ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೆಡ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಒಂದ್ ವೇಳೆ ನಾವು ಏನಾದ್ರು ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯರಿ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಯಾವ ತರದ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ನ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ?
ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಮೀಡಿಯೇಟರಿ ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯು ಗೋ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅಂಡ್ ನೀವು ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೆನ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್.
Okay.
ನೀವೇ ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ನೀವೇ ಪೇಪರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, and you have to take care of everything. But go through an intermediary. For example, you go through X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Advice, he or she will advise you. ಯಾವ ತರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಏನು is this good. So, sir, both are good, sir. You will have to choose whether you want an intermediary or this thing. I think the direct will become more bigger than intermediaries.
Thank you, Sahil. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Kitty,
Yes, sir.
with your 2 decades of experience, at least for about 7 to 10 years, where do you
Yes.
see the market with economic situation in different countries, the recent past COVID-19 effect? Where do you see? I mean, between let's say if I want to even invest today, 7 to 10 years, you said is the right period. Where do you see the markets according to? Of course, nobody can catch the market. It's not possible to cap it. But at least your experience, where do you see the market? Sensex or even NSE? Because that is where the impact will be, right?
Yeah. We have an economics professor here. I think we can take the economics professor.
Yes, I think even she can add something, but
yeah, see, if you look at the world today, where is growth coming from? China has slowed down. So, we are the only country who's growing at 7-8%. 8% for a country like India is amazing in growth. So 8% is GDP growth. So what you would be making is 8% plus the inflation, 8-11% growth. I see this continuing to the next 10 years. I think we are in the right spot. And very good question, Abhay, you have asked. If you look at US and Europe right now, US have started increasing interest rates. Okay, never in the last 30 years it has never happened. US is around 0.75%, 1% is the interest rate. Today they are at a very high interest rate, and it's likely to go up by another 1.5%. They would touch that 3-4%. US, they don't know what inflation is. Namaga abhyasa abadi that we buy tomatoes 10 rupees, we buy at 80 rupees also. But US does not have that. Europe is suffering with, they have all types of issues there. Also, interest rates are going up, energy prices are going up. But if you were to watch, if you had watched the market for the last 20 years, 0.5% if interest rate hiked in US, our markets would crash. But in spite of all what is happening in the Russian-Ukraine war, and what's happening in the interest rates hike in the US, and what's the energy crisis in Europe, our markets are very stable. We have not corrected at all. See, there was a time when people used to look at how much FIIs are buying, how much FIIs are selling. Why market fell? FIIs are selling. Today, in any newspaper, do you read that FIIs sold 450 crores? That is gone out of the radar. Today, Indian investor buys more than FIIs. DIIs, the domestic institutional investors, are very strong. I was talking of this SIP, right? That you can invest as little as 3,000 rupees. The amount of money which comes to the mutual fund industry through the SIP route is 9,000 crores. So, 1 year it is 1 lakh crores. So we are much, much bigger than FIIs put together. So the more you buy, you know how the price jumps. I would like to add one more thing. 20 years back, when I started this investment, there was something known as a BRIC report, BRIC, Brazil, India, Russia, and China. Brazil has gone out of the radar. India is there. China is there. Russia has also gone out of the radar. This was a BRIC report. You can Google it by Goldman Sachs. And, more or less he's predicted, what will happen to India and China till 2030. And, I still go through that report. I think we are in amazing times for the last for the next 10 years. So stay invested.
Abhay?
Yes, Doctor.
We closed at 59,700 today.
Yeah, Deepak.
Good news.
Lost
I know.
Okay.
Yes, it has crossed 60 in fact.
We are not
I
far
was very
from
cheerful.
70,000. We are certainly not far away from 70,000. Very soon, I would give about 18-20 months.
There.
Wow. 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 Economists saying that. So superb. Because normally they are a little bit pessimistic.
No,
So-
but the positive signs are there. I mean, perhaps this is the one of the 2 or 3, projected positive signs that we have.
That's nice. That's nice. So right time to invest and also to stay invested.
Yes, thank you.
Stay invested. That is the main thing. Time in the market. Don't time the market. Time in the market. How long you stay invested is more important.
Sir? Hello? Hello? Sir, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ನನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಸರ್. ಈಗ IX ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೋಬೋಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಫೋರೆಕ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ಪರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಪರ್ ಮಂತ್ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 5% ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ರೆಂಟ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್? ಇದು ವರ್ತ ಅಥವಾ ಇದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇದು ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಹಾಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
You're very into. I have no idea about this, but forex ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಆಟೋ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್, ಆಟೋ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು, ಅದೇ ಆಟೋ ಟ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್
ಮಾಡೋದು. Today everything is AI. Everything is quant to AI. That is mutual funds allo ಇದೆ. The most efficient market is the forex trading. Forex trading ಅಲ್ಲಿ if you can make that kind of money, ನಾನು ನಂಬಲ್ಲ. Difficult for somebody to guarantee 5%.
Hello.
Don't go by that, guaranteed. Mutual fund. First we start as mutual fund investments are subject.
ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ.
I really don't know what they do, but
ಆಮೇಲೆ
keep away from such promises.
ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೂ ಬಂದಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ IX ಗ್ಲೋಬಲ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದು ನಮ್ ಕಣ್ ಮುಂದೆನೆ 1.5 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳೋರು I will not put my money in that. ನಾನಂತೂ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು
ಸರ್. ಯಾವತ್ತು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಡಿ ಸರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಹಲಸಿನ ಮರ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕದು ಇದು ಫಲ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ? ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾಳೆನೆ 5% ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾಳೆ 10% ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್. ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಮರ ಬೆಳೆದು 20 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಫಲ ಕೊಡೋದು. ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್. ನನ್ನೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓವರ್. ನಾಳೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಬೈ ಇನ್ಫೋಸಿಸ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಬೈ TCS, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಬೈ ನಾಳೆ ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ 3-5 years ಏನಾಗತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಗೇನ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಡ್ ಅವೇ ಬೈ ದಿಸ್ 5%, 10%. Stay away from that.
Okay, thank you.
I think average of 10 to max 12% returns year on year in a 5 to 7 years period is, I think, reasonable.
Yeah, perfect. So if you take the rule of 72, 12% returns will double your money in 6 years. So, we are in 2022. So 6 years is 2028. 2028 Sensex will be 1,20,000.
Wow.
So, simple mathematics.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಶಾಲಿನಿ ಅಂತ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಶಾಲಿನಿ, ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಸರ್, ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾ ಅನ್ನೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತರ ಏನಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ.
ಓಕೆ, ಪ್ಯಾಂಡಮಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಸ್ಟೇಟ್. ನನಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಕ್ಡೌನ್ ಆಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ದ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ಸ್ ಫೆಲ್ 30-40%. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಬೈ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬೌನ್ಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? March 2020 or May 2020, We were at what, 20,000 levels on the Sensex. Today we are at 60,000. The moment pandemic agoitu ankoti takshana market, last 1 year has gone up like anything. See, market gain beku. See, we all look at the Sensex. It is just a number. It is, it's an index of something. But end of the day, what does market want is earnings. E company, XYZ company earn ಮಾಡತ್ತಾ? Is TCS growing at 15%? Is Infosys growing at 15%? Is Tata Motors growing at 10%? Is Reliance growing at 10%? E company alla, if they grow at 10, 12%, that is what you will make. And see, economically, yavaglu aste, once in 5 years, these things keep happening. Today it was the pandemic, some time back it was the Asian financial crisis. 2008 housing crisis in the US. So itara barta irutte, it's not a smooth ride yavattu, adike it keeps going up and down. Itara bad news ಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. I think the best thing is we should stay invested and hope the best will happen. So I am very confident that next 10 years will be amazing.
And ಈಗ ಇನ್ಶೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಒಪಿನಿಯನ್ ಸರ್?
I touched that upon. See, in insurance ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the charges are very high.
Yeah.
Oh, if insurance ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ, why do you require insurance? The idea of taking insurance is tomorrow if I am not there, my family should not suffer economically. So for that you need insurance, and that should be equivalent to your, whatever is the family requires. If the family requires, let us say 25,000 rupees a month, you should get insured so that the family gets 25,000 rupees a month. Insurance and investment, never mix it up. Take a term cover separately to whatever your needs are. The investment part, come to a mutual fund, the charges are only 2%. In an insurance company, same, avru same ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, but the charges are 10%. As high as 10%. Here at, you're getting a world-class fund manager at, less than 2%. So don't mix both, separate ಮಾಡಿ ಅದೆರಡು.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Come.
Anyone else have any questions? Or we can, if we don't have any questions, we can, Arvind sir?
Yeah. I think we can wind up. If anybody has any question, please ask. Otherwise, we will. It's already 8:30. So.
ಸ್ಯಾಟಲೈಟ್ ಹೆಸರುಘಟ್ಟ ಕ್ಲಬ್ ಅವ್ರೇನ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರ?
ಇಷ್ಟೊತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು.
ಇವರು ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಸ್ ಎ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ I want to say something.
Yeah. In fact, thanks for the opportunity to join Abilities Club. Thank you a lot, President Aure. We'll look forward to having joint meetings like this, so that it benefits all our members.
Yeah.
Also, let us explore physical meetings, joint physical meetings. And
Yeah, sure, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Sure.
Definitely, sir.
So thank you very much. And thanks to all the members of Abilities, and thanks to members of Hesarghata Road Satellite Club for attending the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'll give the formal vote of thanks. So hi everybody, Chandana here. So Rotarian Suresh sir, thank you so much for conducting this wonderful informative session, for giving an overview of investment options and taking us in detail and answering all our queries. And thank you so much everyone else who shared their experience and contributed, shared their experience and gave us more insights through an interactive conversation. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to Satellite Club of Hesarghata President. Thank you so much for joining us, and all the members of Rotary Bangalore Abilities and Hesarghata Satellite Club of Hesarghata for joining this event, and all our friends of Rotarians who have joined this speaker session. So thank you so much everyone for joining this session. I adjourn the meeting. Sorry.
Thanks, Katie.
Yeah,
It's
thank you.
always
Thank you.
motivating to